Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Randall O'Brien. I'm the proud superintendent of Goose Creek CISD. Today, we are here to celebrate the remarkable accomplishments of the top 10 students from 5 outstanding high schools in our district. We have Goose Creek Memorial High School, Impact Early College High School, Robert E. Lee High School, Ross S. Sterling High School, and Stewart Career Technical High School. As the superintendent of schools, I'm incredibly honored to recognize the exceptional achievements of our top students across every campus. Your hard work, your resilience, and determination have led to academic success and set a powerful example for all of those around you. No matter where your journey began, you have risen to the challenge and shown what is possible through dedication and perseverance. I commend each one of you for this remarkable milestone, and I'm confident that your future holds even greater accomplishments. Can we all give these graduates a round of applause? With that, I'll turn it over to our Deputy Superintendent, Ms. Susan Jackson.
Woo! Lower this just a little bit. So that is so right. We are very proud of all of you. As we celebrate the accomplishments of these outstanding students today, let us also recognize the incredible support system behind them. Their families, their teachers, their mentors. Your guidance, encouragement, and belief in their potential has been vital in helping them reach this point in their journey. If we have any members that are teachers, family members in the audience, please stand so we can recognize you. Family members, teachers, and mentors. Thank you for all you do. Before we introduce our top 10, I would like to introduce our Board of Trustees. President, Ms. Helen Barat-Timms. Vice President, Mrs. Tiffany Guy. Secretary, Mr. James Campisi. Assistant Secretary, Mr. Mercedes Renteria III. And board members, Mr. Richard Quinn, Mr. Jesse Martinez, and Mr. Howard Sansey. Now, each principal will introduce their students in ranking order from 10 to 1. We will begin with Kelly Stark from Goose Creek Memorial, followed by Laura Reyes from Impact Early College, Ernest Brooks from Robert E. Lee, Nathan Shattuck from Ross S. Sterling, Shauna Prentice from Stewart Career Technical High School. Students, you will move to the other side of the stage to have your photo taken. Then you will remain on stage until all of the names of your campus has been called up and the group photo is taken. Now I invite Ms. Stark, principal of Goose Creek Memorial, to come to the stage. Woo!
Good evening, members of the school board, district staff, families, and guests. We thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight. It is my honor and privilege to introduce the top 10 graduates of Goose Creek Memorial High School's class of 2025. Please hold your applause until the end. First up, ranked number 10 with a GPA of 5.221 is Elizabeth Cardenas. Her parents are Magda Cardenas and Salvador Cardenas. Her plans for next year are to attend the University of Texas at Austin, to pursue a major in business and a career in development. Some of her organizations and hobbies include Future Business Leaders of America, National Honor Society, French Honor Society, and Global Business Academy. Some of her honors and scholarships include Future Business Leaders of America Area 5 4th place winner and state qualifier, the Dell Scholarship winner, and earning an associate's degree while attending GCM. a GPA of 5.238 is Camilla Lara. Her parents are Martha Andelise and Jorge Lara. Her plans for next year are to attend the University of Texas at Austin in the fall to pursue a major in biology and continue a career in the medical field. Some of her organizations and hobbies include National Honor Society, French Honor Society, National Technical Honor Society, and being a certified clinical medical assistant intern. Some of her honors and scholarships include the National Rural and Small Town Recognition Program, the National Hispanic Recognition Program, and becoming a certified clinical medical assistant. Ranked number 8 with a GPA of 5.248 is Ethan Nura. His parents are Brandy Tallis and Kevin Tallis. His plans for next year are undecided. He will either be attending the University of Houston to pursue a career in finance or a career in the United States Air Force. Some of his organizations and hobbies include Future Business Leaders of America, National Honor Society, competitive paintball, and Global Business Academy. Some of his honors and scholarships include the Dell Scholarship, Future Business Leaders of America, second place state finalist and national competitor, and earning his associate's degree while attending GCM. Ranked number 7 with a GPA of 5.254 is Joel Perez. His parents are Isabel Perez and Jaime Ruiz. His plans for next year are to attend Texas A&M University and enter the field of mechanical engineering. He also plans to visit national parks to go hiking. Some of his organizations and hobbies include Future Business Leaders of America, the District Public Relations PR Squad, National Honor Society, and collecting Pokemon cards. Some of his honors and scholarships include the Beacon Federal Credit Union Scholarship, Texas A&M Bay Area Scholarship, and first place UIL Varsity Orchestra. Ranked number 6 with a GPA of 5.276 is Jaden Pham. His parents are Twan Pham and Jacqueline Gipp. His plans for next year are to attend the University of Houston. With the resources there, he plans to join clubs and organizations to further his development in his career of computer engineering. He also intends to become more proactive in community involvement. Some of his organizations and hobbies include varsity tennis, National Honor Society, Global Business Academy, and working out. Some of his honors and scholarships include Academic Excellence Scholarship and Honors College. Congratulations. Ranked number 5 with a GPA of 5.284 is Bryant Ndofor. His parents is Ringay Kowaler and Edmund Ndofor. His plans for next year are to attend the University of Houston to study computer science with a minor in business administration. Some of his organizations and hobbies include National Honor Society, Future Business Leaders of America, Global Business Academy, and watching videos on random topics. Some of his honors and scholarships include Freshman of the Year 2021, Soccer Region 3 Champion, and Highlands Lynchburg Chamber of Commerce Student of the Month. Congratulations. Ranked number 4 with a GPA of 5.39 is Ardana Sunil Kumar. Her parents are Rashmi Nair and Sunil Kumar Medhavi Nair. Her plans for next year are to go to the University of Houston while majoring in biology and pursuing a career in healthcare. Some of her organizations and hobbies include Student Council, National Technical Honor Society, National Honor Society, and being a certified clinical medical assistant intern. Some of her honors and scholarships include Big Future Ambassador, Future Health Professionals, or HOSAs, 5th place area winner, and becoming a certified clinical medical assistant. Great job. Our number 3, unfortunately, is not here tonight. He's actually representing us in Washington, D.C., so we're very proud of him. So this is Joseph Pepe. He's also going to the University of Texas. Just ranked number 2 with a GPA of 5.505 is Alan Chen. His parents are Fong Jiang and Rushan Chen. His plans for next year are to go to the University of Texas at Austin, to focus on his major in biology, and pursue a career in radiology. Some of his organizations and hobbies include Mu Alpha Theta, Technology Student Association, National Honor Society, and Student Council. Some of his honors and scholarships include National First Generation Recognition Program, UIL Academics First Place, District, Regional, and State Qualifier Team for Calculator. Congratulations. And ranked number 1 with a GPA of 5.573 is Karen Trejo. Her parents are Jose Trejo and Lourdes Aguilar. Her plans for next year are to go to Columbia University in New York City to major in mechanical engineering. Some of her organizations and hobbies include the Chick-fil-A Leader Academy, NASA High School Aerospace Scholars, Varsity Orchestra, and the MIT MITES semester. Some of her honors and scholarships include the National Hispanic Recognition Award, AP Scholar Award, and National First Generation Recognition Award. Congratulations. Thank you for inspiring us with your excellence and dedication. Let's give our Patriots a big round of applause. I now invite Mrs. Reyes, principal of Impact Early College High School, to the stage.
Thank you, Ms. Stark. It is my honor and privilege to introduce the top 10 graduates from Impact Early College High School's class of 2025. Please hold your applause until the end. Our number 10 was not able to be here, but we want to go ahead and recognize her. With the GPA of 5.129 is Aura Gomez. Her parents are Ana Gomez and Salvador Gomez. Her plans for next year are to go to the University of Houston and major in chemical engineering. So, yay, Aura. Ranked number 9 with a GPA of 5.143 is Fernanda Ramirez. Her parents are Adelaida Ramirez and Francisco Ramirez. Her plans for next year are to work and save as much money as possible in preparation for starting a bachelor's in diagnostic medical sonography at the University of MD Anderson. Her organizations and hobbies include National Honor Society, Environmental Club, being a peer tutor, and St. James Nursing Home. Thank you. Ranked number 8 with a GPA of 5.144 is Pablo Aguirre. His parents are Laura Aguirre and Pablo Aguirre. His plans for next year are to attend Texas A&M University at Galveston for 1 year, then transfer to College Station to pursue mechanical and aerospace engineering studies. Some of his organizations and hobbies include Big Brothers and Big Sisters, the Seed Club, National Honor Society, and International Club. Some of his honors and scholarships include an Academic Excellence Scholarship from the University of Houston. Thank you, Pablo. Ranked number 7 with a GPA of 5.167 is Kevin Puente. His parents are Maria Puente and Arturo Puente. His plans for next year are to attend the University of Texas at Austin to attain a Bachelor's of Science in Chemical Engineering. While there, he hopes to explore his academic interests, take part in numerous organizations and engaging activities, and find peace in solitude. Some of his organizations and hobbies include the Student Government Association at Lee College, Peers Against Tobacco at Lee College, Student Council at Impact, and Art Club at Impact. Some of his honors and scholarships include honors recognition from Lee College and a Student's Choice Awards nomination. Thank you, Kevin. Ranked number 6 with a GPA of 5.187 is Emilio Moreno. His parents are Xochitl Martinez and Emilio Moreno. His plans for next year are to attend the University of Houston with a double major in anthropology and Spanish literature and culture. Some of his organizations and hobbies include Love United Methodist Church, being a linguistics nerd, crocheting, and reading. Some of his honors and scholarships include University of Houston Scholar and College A Honor Roll. Congratulations, Emilio. Ranked number 5 with a GPA of 5.211 is Ethel Carrillo. Her parents are Ethel Carrillo and Daniel Carrillo. Her plans for next year are to go to the University of Texas at Austin for a Bachelor of Science in Psychology with either a minor or double major in business management. While at UT Austin, she hopes to take full advantage of the resources and opportunities available, such as getting an internship and studying abroad. Some of her organizations and hobbies include National Honor Society, Student Council, Anchor Club, and Art Club. Some of her honors and scholarships include the Lee College Honors Program and being a Texas Excellence Scholarship recipient. Congratulations. Ranked number 4 with a GPA of 5.237 is Tiffany Herrera. Her parents are Lydia Herrera and Apolinar Herrera. Her plans are for next year are to attend the University of Texas at Austin with a major in economics and to work towards her master's degree. Some of her organizations and hobbies include National Honor Society, Chick-fil-A Leader Academy, Anchor Club, and Environmental Club. Some of her honors and scholarships include College Board Hispanic National Recognition Award. Congratulations, Tiffany. Ranked number 3 with a GPA of 5.242 is Isabella Ramirez. Her parents are Luis Ramirez and Heather Ramirez. Her plans for next year are to study American Sign Language, interpreting at the University of Houston, with a minor of legal studies and women's studies. Some of her organizations and hobbies include serving as National Honor Society Secretary, Impact Ink Slingers, the Writing Club, Love United Methodist Church Choir, and yoga. Some of her honors and scholarships include the Lee College Presidential Honors Award, Impact Pre-Cal Award, and the Walter Hurst Sophomore of the Year Award. Congratulations, Isabella. Ranked number 2 with a GPA of 5.369 is Roberto Del Rio Jr. His parents are Maria Del Rio and Roberto Del Rio. His plans for next year are to attend the University of Texas at Austin and major in aerospace engineering. Some of his organizations and hobbies include drum major for Lee High School, STEM club founder and 2-year president, 3-year varsity track athlete for discus, and 4-year basketball athlete for Lee High School. Some of his honors and scholarships include the Lee College Presidential Award for Calculus, Student of the Year for College Algebra, and graduating with Lee College Honors. Congratulations, Roberto. Ranked number 1 and the valedictorian for the class of 2025 is Maria Ocampo with a GPA of 5.390. Come on, Mariela. Her parents are Dennis Ocampo and Elaine Ocampo. Her plans for next year are to attend the Civic School of Nursing at University of University of Texas Health Houston to pursue a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. She'll finish her last prerequisites at Lee College in the summer and take the test of essential academic skills to be eligible for her spring 2026 term. In the fall semester, she aims to enroll in the Certified Nursing Assistant Training Program. Some of her organizations and hobbies include Impact Student Council, Honors Program at Lee College, National Honor Society, and Spartan Market, sponsored by the Houston Food Bank. Some of our honors and scholarships include the Dorothy Cook Hayes Award, the Lee College Presidential Honors Day Outstanding Student in Learning Frameworks, and the Impact AP Human Geography Academic Award. Congratulations, Mariela. All of our top 10 will also be earning their associate degrees from Lee College, so we're really proud of them. Thank you, Top 10, for being a shining example of what's possible. Let's give our Spartans a round of applause. I now invite Mr. Brooks, the principal of Robert E. Lee High School, to the stage.
Thank you, Ms. Reyes. It is an honor and privilege to introduce the top 10 graduates from Robert E. Lee, class of 2025. Please hold your applause until the end. Ranked number 10 with a GPA of 5.049 is Ms. Tara Archibald. Her parents are Stacy Archibald and Robert Archibald. Her plans for next year are to play softball at Southwestern University and major in environmental science and biology. Some of her organization and hobby include serving as National Honor Society officer, softball, and volleyball. Some of the honors and scholarships include A Honor Roll, academic all-district for 4 years for volleyball and softball. Congratulations. Ranked number 9 with the GPA of 5.093 is David Acuna. His parents are Brenda Asenio and Moises Acuna. His plans for next year are to go to Lee College and start getting his associate's degree in pre-engineering and work towards a major in electrical engineering. Some of his organization and hobby include National Honor Society and church. Job well done. Ranked at number 8 with a GPA of 5.132 is Ms. Christina Boone Restro. She is not with us today, but we definitely want to honor her. Her plans for next year are to go to college to major in computer engineering. Some of her organizations and hobby include STEM, the STEM Academy, and URL Academics. Again, Ms. Christina Boone Restro. Ranked at number 7 with a GPA of 5.141 is Godwin, Benny. His parents are Benny Burdee and Rosie Benny. His plans for next year are to go to the University of Texas at Austin and major in computer science. He also plans to get a part-time job to help pay for his tuition. I heard that plan in great detail down there. And start a side gig of building computers for others. Some of his organizational hobby include Key Club, National Honor Society, National Technical Honor Society, and Robotics Blarklefish. Some of his honors and scholarships include multiple local scholarships. Job well done. Ranked number 6 with a GPA of 5.153 is Pena. Her parents are Araceli Pena, Ricardo Pena. Her plans next year are to attend the University of Southern California, USC, with a political science major and Dorrance Life College with an emphasis on pre-law. Some of our organizational hobby include Varsity Orchestra, UIL Academics, McCombs Future Executive Academy, National Honor Society. Some of our honors and scholarships include the Sultana Dusan Scholarship for Ready Writing Champion, first place ExxonMobil essay, and the AP Scholar Award. Job well done. Ranked number 5 with a GPA of 5.179 is Koyana Kyle. Her parents, Sujoy Kyle and Manasseh Kyle. Her plans next year to get a get certified as an EMT after graduation, go to the University of Texas at San Antonio to major in biochemistry, and looking at scholarships or internships and shadowing opportunities for the first semester. Some of our organizations and hobby include Future Health Professional, HOSA, Key Club, United Way of Greater Baytown Area and Chambers County, Hearts and Hands, and National Honor Society. Some of our honors and scholarships include A Honor Roll, Distinguished Presidential Scholarship for UTSA, and Honors College Scholarship. Congratulations. Ranked at number 4 with a GPA of 5.205, Emilisa Plasencia. Her parents are Julicia Plasencia and Jorge Plasencia. Her plans for next year are to attend the University of Houston for chemical engineering. Some of our organizations and hobby include National Technical Honor Society and serving as National Honor Society President, Student Council President, and Senior Committee President. Some of our honors and scholarships include Academic Excellence Scholarship from the University of Houston. Go Goose. Ranked number 3 with a GPA of 5.236 is Eric Cuellar. His parents are Jose Cuellar and Rosa Cuellar. His plans for next year are to attend the University of Texas at Austin and a major in finance. Some of his organization and hobby include Band Drumline Captain, Carver Elementary Drumline, National Honor Society, and Children and Parents Education Club. Some of the honors and scholarships include AP Scholarship Award. Ranked at number 2 with a GPA of 5.345 is Waldo Garcia. His parents are Monica Garcia and Arturo Garcia. His plans for next year are to continue his education in either architecture or civil engineering. Some of his clubs, organization, and hobbies include Student Council, Key Club, National Honor Society, and National Technical Honor Society. Some of his honors and scholarships include the Barbara Castiliano Scholarship and AP Scholar Award. Congratulations. And ranked at number 1 with a GPA of 5.407 is Mr. Shannon Connolly II. His parent is Shannon Connolly. His plans for next year are to go to the University of Texas at San Antonio for electrical engineering and join an apprenticeship. Some of his organization and hobby include basketball, National Honor Society, UIL, and church. Some of his honors and scholarship include the Distinguished Presidential Scholarship, UTSA Top Scholar, and the AP Scholar Award. Congratulations. We're grateful for the legacy each of you leave behind. Let's give the Ganders a round of applause. I would like to call Principal Rossett Sterling, Mr. Chaddick, Principal Rossett Sterling, to the stage.
Thank you, Mr. Brooks. Congratulations, Ganders. It's my honor and privilege to introduce our top 10 graduates from Rossett Sterling High School for the class of 2025. So again, please hold your applause until we are done. We also have 2 individuals who will not be here tonight, but I'd still like to read through their information, please. Also, this year, Sterling, we were very blessed to have 2 number 10s. So now, ranked number 10 with a GPA of 5.15 is Janae Mosley. Her parents are Walter Mosley and Rhonda Mosley. Her plans for next year to go to Texas A&M University and major in animal science to become a vet or a lawyer. Some of her organizations and hobbies include FFA and orchestra. Some of her honors and scholarships include State for Future Farmers of America land judging, 2-time State for FFA meat judging, and 9th in Houston rodeo meets. Our number 10, Janae Mosley. And now, another number 10 with a GPA of 5.15 is Aiden Fear. His parents are Denise A.G. and Jerry A.G. His plans for next year to attend Texas State University and major in mass communications. Some of his organizations and hobbies include orchestra, National Honor Society, and Future Educators Academy. Some of his honors and scholarships include the Texas State Merit Scholarship. Our number 10, Aiden Fear. Graduating number 9 with a GPA at 5.133 is Allison Moore. Her parents are Beth Moore and Marvin Moore. Her plans for next year to attend Texas State University and major in communications. Some of her organizations and hobbies include Sterling Stars, Drill Team, Crime Stoppers, National Honor Society, and PALS. Some of her honors and scholarships also include the AP Scholar Award and the Merit Scholarship from Texas State University. And that was Allison Moore, our number 9. Now the rank number 8 in GPA at 5.134 is Clay Yu. His parents are Kim Cow and Tri Cow. His plans for next year are to study computer engineering at the University of Houston. Some of his organizations and hobbies include the Chick-fil-A Leader Academy and ping pong. Some of his honors and scholarships include the University of Houston Academic Excellence Scholarship. Our number 8 is Clay Yu. Graduating number 7 with a GPA at 5.173 is Asana Gordon. Her parents are Natalie Gordon and George Gordon. Her plans for next year to enroll at either the University of St. Thomas or Texas Lutheran University and major in nursing. Some of her organization's hobbies include National Honor Society, National Technical Honor Society, Girls Varsity Soccer, and Environmental Protectors Initiating Change. Some of her honors and scholarships include the ExxonMobil Girls and STEM Award and AP Scholar Award. Our number 7, Asana Gordon. Now graduating number 6 with a GPA at 5.193 is Princess Ibrahim. She's not here this evening, but her parents are Twile Ibrahim and Mahara Ibrahim. Her plans for next year to go to the University of Texas in Austin to pursue a biology degree on a pre-med track. Some of her organizations and hobbies include Choir Future, Health Professionals, Interact Club, and National Honor Society. Some of her honors and scholarships include the AP Scholar Award, and that was our number 6, Princess Ibrahim. Now we're ranking number 5 with a GPA at 5.207 is Louis Barragon. His parents are Ephraim Barragon and Hilda Barragon. His plans for next year to attend the University of Houston to pursue a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. Some of his organizations and hobbies include Scholastic Gold Key Theater, being a certified clinical medical assistant intern and blood drive volunteer. Some of his honors and scholarships include the Texas State Merit Scholarship, the University of Houston Academic Excellence Scholarship, and Lamar Cardinal Elite Scholarship. Number 5, Louis Barragon. Now graduating number 4 with a GPA at 5.247 is Cyprian Gomez. Her parents are Pocholo Gomez and Sonita Gomez. Her plans for next year to attend nursing school. Some of her organizations and hobbies include National Honor Society, Future Health Professionals, Chick-fil-A Leader Academy, and Interact Club. Some of her honors and scholarships include the AP Scholar Award, Texas Women's University, Oakley Scholarship, and the University of Houston Merit Scholarship. Number 4, Cyprian Gomez. Now ranked number 3 with a GPA of 5.253 is Sebastian Kingston. His parents are Marina Kingston and Michael Kingston. His plans for next year are to attend the Mays School of Business at Texas A&M University, majoring in business administration and law. Some of his organizations and hobbies include serving as swim and water polo captain and varsity orchestra concertmaster. Some of his honors and scholarships include UIL State Gold Medal violinist, 10 medals across district swim meets, and the AP Scholar Award. Our number 3, Sebastian Kingston. Now graduating number 2, this year's salutatorian with a GPA of 5.289 is Caitlin Benson Smith. Her parents are Justice Benson and Deanna Fell. Her plans for next year is to study at Rice or Arizona State University and major in psychology. Some of her organizations and hobbies include swim and water polo, National Honor Society, Baytown Bucks Junior Coach, and National Art Society. Some of her honors and scholarships include the AP Scholar Award and STEM Award. Our number 2, our salutatorian, Caitlin Benson Smith. And now, graduating number 1, starting as valedictorian with a GPA of 5.323 is Jaylee Anderson. Her parents are Rebecca Anderson and Jeff Anderson. Her plans for this year are to attend Texas A&M University and major in biomedical sciences. Some of her organizations and hobbies include varsity soccer, National Honor Society, and reading. Some of her honors and scholarships include Sophomore of the Year. Our number 1, our valedictorian, Jaylee Anderson. All right. Your achievement speaks volumes. Rangers, thank you for making us proud. Let's give our Rangers a more round of applause. And I would like to invite Mr. Prince, principal of Stewart Career Tech High School, to the stage.
Thank you, Mr. Chaddick. It is my honor and privilege to introduce the top 10 graduates from Stewart Career Technical High School's class of 2025. Please hold your applause until the end. Ranked number 10 with a GPA of 4.805 is Allison Hernandez. Her parent is San Juana Pacheco. Her plans for next year are to go to Lee College and pursue her dreams of welding and general business. Some of her organizations and hobbies include Future Farmers of America, National Honor Society, National Technical Honor Society, and reading. Ranked number 9 with a GPA of 4.81 is Mackenzie Moorhead. Her parents are Marina Moorhead and Kenny Moorhead. Her plans for next year are to attend the University of Houston, where she will major in business and minor in hospitality. Some of her organizations and hobbies include Stage Door and Community Theater, Family, Career and Community Leaders of America, National Honor Society, and Stewart Career Technical High School Ambassadors. Some of her honors and scholarships include the Academic Excellence Scholarship. Ranked number 8 with a GPA of 4.846 is Haley Walter. Her parents are Michelle and Justin Cockle. Her plans for next year are to attend the University of Texas at Austin and major in radio, television, film. Some of her organizations and hobbies include National Honor Society, Student Council, and National Technical Honor Society. Some of her honors and scholarships include the Texas Excellence Award. So we have a tie for 6. So ranked number 6 with a GPA of 4.98 is Sebastian Medina. His parents are Carlos Medina and Labea Medina. His plans for next year are to move forward in his future in the military and go through boot camp to become an official United States Marine with a major in engineering. Some of his organizations and hobbies include being Student Council Vice President, National Honor Society, National Technical Honor Society, and Stewart Career Technical High School Ambassador. Also ranked number 6 with a GPA of 4.98 is Natalia Carrillo Zepeda. Her parent is Clara Zepeda Galvan. Her plans for next year are to go to Texas A&M University in College Station and major in animal science. Some of her organizations and hobbies include National Honor Society, National Technical Honor Society, Greenhouse Committee, and Crime Stoppers. Rank number 5 with a GPA of 5.008 is Christopher Rodriguez. His parents are Consuelo Cardenas and Peyton Rodriguez. His plans for next year are to attend Texas State University to get a bachelor's in computer information systems. Some of his organizations and hobbies include National Honor Society and National Technical Honor Society. Rank number 4 with a GPA of 5.01 is Natalia Go-Hyung. Her parents are Maritas Go-Hyung and Ray David Go-Hyung. Her plans for next year are to attend the University of Texas at Austin and major in civil engineering. Some of her organizations and hobbies include a baking business, National Honor Society, Greenhouse Committee, and welding. Rank number 3 with a GPA of 5.019 is Anthony Mendoza. His parents are Anita Lopez and Oscar Mendoza. His plans for next year are to attend the Moody College of Communication at the University of Texas in Austin and pursue a bachelor's degree in radio, television, film with a dream to one day become a professional storyteller. Some of his organizations and hobbies include National Honor Society, National Technical Honor Society, Crime Stoppers, and Student Council. Rank number 2 with a GPA of 5.114 is Kayla Torres. Her parents are Lorena and Carlos Torres. Her plans for next year are to attend Texas A&M University to pursue a bachelor's degree in animal science. Some of her organizations and hobbies include Future Farmers of America, Greenhouse Committee, National Honor Society, and National Technical Honor Society. Some of her honors and scholarships include the Norman Bolov Youth in Agriculture Program and FFA Floriculture State Career Development Events. Ranking number 1 with a GPA of 5.173 is Isaiah Gia. His parents are Veronica and Alfonso Gia. His plans for next year are to attend the University of Texas at Austin with a major in mathematics. Some of his organizations and hobbies include Student Council, Music, and Hearts and Hands of Laytown. Thank you for showing us the power of perseverance and purpose. Let's give our Titans a round of applause. I now invite the staff to come back to the stage.
So at this time, I want to thank all of our parents, community, supporters, teachers, anyone who's had any impact with these young adults, to say thank you and give them all one big round of applause again. So at this time, we have a reception that we'll have in the cafeteria right down here, and we thank you so much. This concludes our event, and we do have a board meeting after this, board members.
I will now call this regular board meeting of Goose Creek CIC Board of Trustees to order. The time is now 6:58. And Mr. Campisi, was the meeting properly posted?
Yes.
And do we have a quorum?
Yes.
Okay, great. Dr. O'Brien, I will now turn it over to you to introduce your staff who now lead us. And, to open it to us.
All right, our CFO, Ms. Bridget Clark, will be our master of ceremonies to begin the meeting.
Good evening, Dr. O'Brien, President Brock Timms, and board members. Welcome to the April 7th, 2025 meeting of the Goose Creek CISD Board of Trustees. We will begin the opening ceremonies with a prayer led by Ms. Tiffany Guy. Would everyone please rise?
Lord, we thank you for your many blessings and for getting everyone here safely tonight. Please bless the students we recognize tonight as they pursue their dreams. Guide us in decision making so we're making decisions in the best interest of our students and community. May all we do be done in your name. I ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Ms. Ryan. All right, please remain standing. Tonight's opening exercises will be brought to you by some of our valedictorians and salutatorians. The pledges of allegiance to the United States and Texas flag will be led by Alan Chin, Mariela Lascamana Ocampo, and Jaylee Lauren Anderson.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Okay, I now turn the meeting over to President Brock Timms.
Thank you, Ms. Clark. We're now at the citizen participation. Anyone sign up? We'll now move to number 6, and that is the minutes from our last regular board meeting that was held on March the 3rd, 2025. All the minutes was provided to each board member. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Okay. Motion by Mr. Campisi and second by Mr. Saxon. Do we have to approve? Do we have any discussion? There being no further discussion, all in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, it's unanimous, Ms. Garcia. All in support. Motion carries. Okay, we will now move to our discussion items. Dr. O'Brien, I turn it back over to you.
Yes, ma'am. This evening we have the superintendent's report will be the budget workshop number 3, presented by Ms. Clark.
Thank you, Dr. O'Brien. Dr. Bollinger will also be accompanying me this evening. So tonight, we are going to have our budget update, and we will discuss a legislative update and a budget reduction review, the TASB compensation review, and calendar and next steps. So we are getting down to the real work that goes into a legislative session. We just passed the bill filing deadline on March 14th. And coming up in just over a month, we'll have the last day for the House committees to report House bill and House joint resolutions. Then on the 16th, it'll be the last day for the House to vote out any House bills or House joint resolutions. The 24th will be the last day for the House committees to report Senate bills and Senate joint resolutions. The 28th for the Senate to consider all bills and joint resolutions. And then June 2nd is sine die. So that's going to be the end of the regular session. And then the governor has until the 22nd with some leeway to either sign or veto bills. So getting down to some of these major deadlines here, and we had a lot of activity last week. We did have House Bill 2, which is the school finance bill that was voted out of the House Education Committee. It is now, as you can see circled there with the yellow circle, it is out of the House Committee. It still has several stages to go before it becomes law. So while we're very excited about it, we're cautiously optimistic because we know it still has to go to the House floor for a vote and then be voted out of the Senate committee, and then the Senate has to take it to the floor for a vote, and then the governor has to take action and sign the bill. So exciting that it's advancing, but still cautiously optimistic. All right, so some very preliminary and very rough estimates, from the mass download of data from OpenCasey, showed we could receive upwards of $16 million. Now, this is not confirmed. The bill has not passed, but just with the run that OpenCasey did, that was what, the first number that was generated. So it's certainly subject to change as the bill moves through the next stages. It does increase basic allotment from $61.60 to $65.55, which falls way short of what we need to get us caught up with inflation since 2019. We would need over $1,000 increase to basic allotment to bring us to equilibrium with the experience that we've had with inflation. Also included in that $16 million is significant increases to special ed and state comp ed, and then also it provides some increases to other special programs as well. Most of this has strings attached to it, and we'll see some of that in the next slides, but most of it, as you can see, is earmarked already with specific programs, and the basic allotment increase, which is about half of the increase of the $16 million, is going to have to be dedicated primarily to salaries by statute. So also, you can see here that it's a little complicated, but I wanted to show the calculation here. It's unconfirmed. $16 million in the OpenCasey run is what they're showing for increase to Goose Creek for revenue. But the law states that 40% of that gain, this is where the strings come in, must be used for salary increases. So 16 million times 40% equals 6.4 million. So that's the bare minimum that we can spend on salary increases if this law passes. It also states that 75% of the 40% must be for teachers, nurses, and librarians specifically. So 16 million times 40% times 75% equals 4.8 million for teachers, nurses, and librarians specifically for their compensation. It also states that 25% of the 40% must be for all other non-administrators, meaning 16 million times 40% times 25% equals 1.6 million. So an additional 1.6 million has to be spent towards compensation for all other non-administrator positions in the district, to include auxiliary, paraprofessionals, and manual trades, and all the other categories. So we just have a few hundred admin positions. All right, so now we're going to do a review of what was the direction that was given to us by the board last time for the budget reduction. And this will be brought to you in an action item later in the meeting. But this is just for summary, that this is what you all selected for us to move forward on. And it does show under current law that we would be adopting a $2.4 million deficit with the reductions that you see here in lines 19 through 47. So we're starting with that beginning deficit on line 17 of 6 million, just over 6 million, and then with the reductions, it reduces that down to 2.482. You can see this. Yes.
Line 24 to 6411 travel, is that field trip budgets?
No, that is for staff budgets. Yes, 6411 staff only, yes.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now we get into some of these scenarios. So now you see we had scenario A and B that we went over last meeting, and they're exactly like they were presented at last meeting. However, we have now a scenario C, which means the House Bill 2 passes. We're incorporating it in here just for illustrative purposes. If it does pass in its current form, this is what scenario C would look like. You can see here the 253, everything's the same, the $253 million in revenues, and then the estimated expenditures being the 264, and scenario B in the middle is what you all gave direction to move forward on. But now if you look on line 4, you see that $6.4 million pay increase in scenario C if that bill passes. That's the minimum that we can spend on the salary increases provided by that statute. Line 5 is the same, the 13.48 transfer in from capital projects, and that gives us a subtotal revenue under expenditures of the 4.6 million. And then this is where you see the funding flow in at 16 million on line 7. And that would actually put us in the black for 25-26. These are all 25-26 scenarios. And our estimated fund balance at the end of this year on line 9 is about $89 million. But you would see our fund balance, if we got that bill to pass in its current form, our fund balance would be buoyed back up to 100 million, and we would be well in excess of our 3 months operating expenditures required in fund balance reserves on line 11. So this is just kind of doing a side by side if the bill were to pass.
Ms. Croy,
Yes.
on that 6.4 million, what does that calculate out to roughly if we know all the different percentages that come into play? What percentage pay raise would that be across the board roughly?
We're going to get into the details of that here shortly, but it's about 4.5% for teachers, and then the others we're still working on some calculations because it's not going to be quite. It wouldn't equate to about 4.5 for everyone else, but we're going to put some scenarios together before we meet again on what that might look like. But we just wanted to kind of, show the total amount that's required at the 6.4. But once we get further along with them, maybe changing some things and, because there will be changes to it, no doubt. I mean, it's still got to go through so many stages that we're just going with it, just, as stated this time. But yeah, it's about 4.5% for teachers, nurses, and librarians, and everyone else, it ends up being less, but more than 2%. So. All right, so now you can see here, this is a side by side for 25-26 in the blue column and 26-27 in the green column. And here, this is that scenario C that we just looked at. I just carried it forward. It's that 11.3 million in the black, and it's just the exact same column there. But this is if House Bill 2 passes early in the year. That means we know early in the year, before we adopt our budget, before we're legally required to post the budget the first week of June, we know, which is something that CFOs and markets and finance markets and the like certainty. So if we know we're going to get that bill passes and the governor signs it before we have to legally post our budgets in June, we know what's going to happen, right? And so next year, in 26-27 in that green column, we would also know, and you can see here, if we wanted to factor in a 2% pay raise on line 4 in the green column, it would take us to a negative 18.4 without the 16 million, and then you see the 16 million flow in from House Bill 2 passing, and it takes us to a slight revenue under expenditures number of about $2.4 million. Still, our fund balance would be buoyed to that 100 million, so we could hit it slightly that year for 26-27. It would bring us down just below 100 million at $97.8 million on line 10 there. And then you can see we're well within our 3 months operating expenditures policy. So that one's certainty, makes things move much smoother. We'll get into some more scenarios here. Okay, same scenario B here this is if House Bill 2 does not pass. It gets gridlocked somewhere along the way, and they're digging their heels in, and just nothing gets passed. It becomes a defensive session at that point, and nothing gets passed, and we get no additional funding, unfortunately. So scenario B, which incorporates the budget reduction plan, just as you all are going to be asked to approve here later in the meeting. It's that same negative $2.482 million. that we talked about on line 8. But you see in scenario 1 for 26-27 in the green column, if we wanted to give that 2% raise, that on line 4 for $4.2 million, and we're only able to transfer in from capital projects that $4 million, that puts us at a $16 million deficit. You see, if we get no additional funding, that's what we're going to be facing next year if we wanted to give a 2% raise. So still certainty, but not favorable certainty. So without any additional funding. All right, now in this scenario, this is that scenario C again in blue. This is if it passes, but if it passes late in the year, we still have to comply with the law. So even if they pass it in July or August, if they have a special session, if it is, if it's signed by the governor in August, it's still going to be effective on 9/1, and we have to comply with the law as written on 9/1. So that's why we're going to, it gets a little bit risky, because if you approve a raise too early and then they come out and make changes or make additional stipulations, such as you have to give, let's say it passes in its current form with $16 million. And they say, okay, you're going to have to give a 4.5% raise to teachers, nurses, and librarians. Well, if we were to go ahead and pass our 2% raise as we had planned to, they could perhaps require us to pay not only the 2%, but then an additional 4.5% on top of it, making it a 6.5% raise, which would be extremely costly and not what districts are wanting to, not the direction we want to go with, risking that happening. So,
So Ms. Clark, what I'm hearing you say is the board has 8 weeks to make a final decision, and while we can pull all these scenarios up for illustrative purposes, your recommendation would be to hold off to see if legislation passes before the board adopts a budget for next year.
yes, sir, you're absolutely right. That's exactly what we're going to recommend. So, because it gets, in this scenario, the later it gets and the closer it gets for us to adopt and to legally post the first week of June, it starts getting it down to the wire. But that is the recommendation. If we adopt compensation before House Bill 2 passes, we run the risk of having to increase compensation on top of what was already approved. It could be 2% if we approve what we thought we were going to do last time, plus the 4.5% if the bill passed in its current form, equaling 6.5. Even if the bill passes late in the summer special session, we still have to comply. And if House Bill 2 does not officially become law prior to 5/6, the recommendation is to move compensation plan approval to 6/2, which is our first June meeting, and that is sine die, by the way. So that is the last day of the regular session, or even as late as 6/16, that's not the preference, because that puts our compensation plan and our total budget adoption on the same day. But if we still don't have, definitive numbers, and if House Bill 2 does not pass, that is the recommendation. So just be aware that we're going to be watching it very closely, and hopefully they will, since it is being fast-tracked right now, but it can get locked up at any point in time. So just be aware of that. Any other questions before I pass it on to Dr. Bollinger to discuss task and compensation?
I think your calendar on the next page.
Yes, the calendar, yes. So on May 6th, we'll have our next budget update, and we'll talk about the compensation plan and any new details or new information that we have coming out of the legislature. We will certainly share that with you all then.
I have a question before I ask a question.
Yes, sir.
Do we have an attorney present tonight?
No, not this evening.
Then I will have no questions tonight.
Okay. And then you see here, June 2nd.
Every time we talk about the budget.
We can certainly follow up with a question for them, and follow back up. But on June 2nd, that is sine die, and we will talk more about the compensation plan then. Hopefully we'll have more definitive information at that time. And then on June 16th, we are slated to have our public hearing and adopt the total budget. That is the calendar.
What's the latest we can do that?
The latest we can do it, I believe, is June 28th.
Which is after the governor has to make up his mind.
Right, right.
There's an idea.
Yes, absolutely. All right, now I'll turn it over to Dr. Walter.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Clark, for all those scenarios. All right, so what we're going to talk about are several compensation options. Again, this is not to be voted on tonight, and so it's really for dialogue and feedback. And then in about a month when we come back, just like Ms. Clark said, depending on what's going on with legislation, if the bill is passed or not, then we may have a compensation recommendation at that time, or maybe push it back to June. So I want to start off with our comparable districts. So we partner with CASB to provide realistic and just relevant metrics regarding our pay. And so what TASB does is it compares us to 21 other school districts that are similar in proximity and also in size. And so all of these districts that you see here on the slide are from Region 4, so we would be district number 22, so it's 22 in total. One thing to note, and we've said this each time we talk about compensation, is that East Houston is very competitive, one of the highest paying districts in the state. Whenever we're compared to state pay, we look like we're doing extremely well. However, when we're compared to Region 4 school districts on the east side for the most part, then it's much more competitive, and that's for a reason. It's the industry that we're in, the industry that we provide, and in just surrounding districts that also are very competitive. So there's good and bad with that. This slide right here is teacher market comparisons, and so the market comparison group here, what you'll see is there's on the next slide, it'll really paint the picture, that there's very little range or variance from the lowest paying district to the highest paying district. And so again, we're all within the same ballpark. And so when you see where we rank for each type of pay, it's very competitive. Our starting salary is a little bit below the median, and so that's what you see on that first, the triangle versus the square. Goose Creek is orange, the market median is the blue triangle. But as you move up through years of experience, you'll see that we're pretty much right at the median for 5-year, 10-year, 15-year, 20-year. In previous years, we have been below the median as years of experience rolls out, but because of decisions that you have made over the last 2 years where we've made equity adjustments on top of the raise, what that's done, and you'll see that on the next slide, that's pushed us much closer or even above the median in some cases, okay? All right, so for this next slide, again, you have the 21 districts plus Goose Creek, and what this is showing is basically where we rank per years of experience in 5-year increments. And so, I also put over to the left last year's comparison just for reference. And so our starting pay within the group of 22 districts is we ranked 14 out of 22. Last year we ranked 13, so we dropped a little bit on starting pay. Of course, whenever you approve a raise, we're not sure what other districts do as well. And so we approve our raise, they approve their raises, and then just depending on what the temperature is, that could bump us up or down. But as you get to 5-year, 10-year, 15-year, 20-year, and overall average, what you'll see is that we're pretty steady with a ranking of 11 throughout. So if you can see that at the bottom right, it's a 11th place, so to speak, for each year increment. And when we were looking at this with CASB, just doing the review, in the previous year, you can see that we're pretty far behind in those years. So over on the left, we ranked 17th place or 16th place or 17th place. And so we fell off. But again, because of those equity adjustments, that's pushed us a lot closer with those more experienced years. And also, I would say again, the range between the lowest paying and the highest paying, it's a pretty tight range. It's $5,000 between Spring ISD and Barbersville ISD. There's a $5,000 range, and that's not a large variance between the two. So I think that's also an important point to note. Moving right along, as far as some of our stipend data, that on the top chart there, we're very competitive with our stipends. This doesn't list all of our stipends, but some of the key stipends, such as bilingual or high needs special education, you'll see that we're quite a bit above the median or at the median, depending on which stipend you're looking at. So that's important too, because that goes on top of the pay that the teacher receives. And if they're in a critical needs area, such as bilingual, or special education high needs, such as behavior courses, then they will receive an additional pay for that. The next chart, the following two charts break down our employee groups, and it basically shows how we compare to the market. And so, just to summarize this, the pay grade midpoint to market, we really want to get that close to 100%. And so if that's close to 100% or slightly over 100%, that tells us that we're very competitive in that pay group. And so you can see central administration, campus administration, professional, and technology. On some of these fields, such as technology, we're also compared to private industry. And so sometimes it's a little bit lower because private industry pays a whole lot more than public schools in certain areas, such as police or technology. And so sometimes those numbers can get a little deceiving. But where you see significant gaps, what will happen is in the recommendations, we'll try to make equity adjustments along with the pay raise to try to shore those up and clean those up. So the one that I want to point out is manual trades. You'll see that manual trades is quite a bit below market. Midpoint is at 93%, and again, we really want that closer to 100%. And so whenever you see the different compensation models, on top of whatever that percentage is, if it's 2% or 3%, we'll also slide in some equity adjustments for certain areas to try to catch us up, just so that we're competitive in all areas, in all employee groups. All right, so what I'm going to do at this point is go through the models. I'll take a little bit more time on model 1, and then model 2, 3, and 4 is basically the same thing, just different numbers, so it will be easy to follow. And if you have any questions during the time, please feel free to ask those. And so model 1, this is what it would look like for a 2% increase across the board. And so I'll point out a few items here. First of all, starting teacher pay right now is at $63,500, and so that would jump to $64,475 with a 2% pay increase. And then you can see you have a handout, board members, so it's probably a little bit easier for you to see than the audience. But on the numbers, it shows you the cost for each pay group. So, for example, so for teachers, nurses, and librarians, the cost for a 2% raise is $2,225,410. And so $2.2 million and some change for that 2% raise. And then you can go down for each employee group to see what that 2% raise would cost, broken down and itemized. So $745,000 for professional administrative staff, clerical paraprofessional, it's $516,000. So again, you can go through each category. There are certain equity adjustments that I mentioned. So again, they're throughout each group. So any pay grade that looks below where it needs to be, those have been adjusted. So again, the one I want to point out is manual trades. If you notice, 385 positions are listed as the adjustments were made on top of that 2%, if you can see that. So that 385, which costs almost $100,000, that's to get those employee groups up a little bit higher. So the total cost for a 2% increase across the board is $4.1 million. Okay? All right, so model 2 is 3%. Again, I'm going to show 4 models, and so that was the first model. Model 2 is 3%, and so again, our starting pay for teachers is $63.5. A 3% raise would raise that to $65,150. The cost for a 3% raise for teachers, nurses, and librarians only would be $3.3 million and some change, and so that's listed right over here in that top category, and then you can go just down the line. When you give a bigger raise, like a 3% raise, it does catch some of those equity adjustments along the way, and so that raise brings some of those groups up. And so, so sometimes the equity adjustments aren't as expensive whenever you give a larger raise. Of course, the overall package is more expensive. The total cost for a 3% raise is a little bit over $6 million. So again, just as a reminder, a 2% raise is $4.1 million. For all staff, a 3% raise is $6 million. One thing I did want to point out regarding our police officers, this is one area where we and a lot of other districts are having a hard time recruiting. City municipalities pay really well for police officers. There's a shortage, and so school districts are also competing. And so starting in February, we made a mid-year adjustment to our police officers to help with recruiting purposes, and it was a $2 an hour increase, which equated to about a 6% raise. And so this just graphs that out on what that did. So starting the year on July 1, you can see that our average pay for Goose Creek officers was $31.64 an hour. And then starting in February, that number jumped almost $2 an hour. And then if a 2% raise were applied, it would jump even higher. And so what that's done is that's helped us be a lot more competitive, much more competitive with attracting and retaining police officers. So just wanted to point that out. Okay, so Model 3 is a 4% increase. And so initially we weren't going to show a 4% increase or a 3% increase really, just due to the budget deficit. But in light of what's happening in legislation, as Ms. Clark shared, if we do get additional funding and 40% of that funding must go to teacher, nurses, and librarian pay, then we have to hit a certain dollar amount, and we get that money from the state, but we also have to hit that. And I believe that number was $4.8 million for teachers, nurses, and librarians. Right. Okay. So we want to show you kind of how we would get to that number, and what it would cost for all staff, and then you can also look at just teachers, nurses, and librarians. All right. So for a 4% increase, teachers starting pay would go from $63,500 to $65,850. So that's my first bullet point. If you move over to the graph, you can see that a 4% increase for teachers, nurses, and librarians only are at $4.4 million. So it's still a little bit below what the requirement would be if that bill sticks the way we think it will, or if it's passed as it's written right now. We do have equity adjustments built in as well, and then the total cost for a 4% increase would be $7.9 million. Okay, but 4.4 of that 7.9 would be a requirement to try to get to that 40% of what we're allotted. Hopefully that makes sense. And so we asked TASB to provide one more model, a 4.5% increase. And the reason why we would do a 4.5% increase is because that actually pushes us to what we'd have to spend if that bill passes. And so that's what these two models are for. So teachers, nurses, and librarians with a 4.5% increase, starting pay again is $63,500 right now. That would jump it quite a bit to $66,150. And then the cost for a 4.5% raise is $4.9 million and some change. And so that gets us over the 4.8. So hopefully that makes sense. And then a total cost to the district, if the district were to say we're going to do a 4.5 for everyone, you can see what it is for each category. It would be $8.8 million. So most likely if the bill passes in May, we'll come back and present more of a refined presentation on what we're required to do as a district versus what different models would look like, 4.5 for teachers and then maybe something else for other staff, or some complications if we were to do that, or what a certain percentage across the board would look like based off the funding that we receive. And so hopefully we'll have a more refined, targeted presentation once we get more information on what direction the state is going regarding funding. I think I have 2 more slides. Just want to show this real fast. This is the pay scales for teachers for each model. And so just for your reference, you can see starting teacher pay all the way down to 31 years and over, what that would look like on a 2%, 3%, 4%, and 4.5%. And so I did put on the bullet notes, a 2% increase would be for teachers, nurses, and librarians only. That's all this is right here, is an additional $1,375 for a 2% raise. For a 3% raise, it jumps to right above $2,000. So that would be the increase for teachers, nurses, and librarians. For a 4% raise, it's $2,750 increase, and then for a 4.5% raise, it's right over $3,050. So that just shows you the pay scales for teachers for each of the 4 models. Okay, so that's the compensation options that we're looking at this time, and if you have any questions, we'll be glad to answer those.
I think it's important to note that Dr. Bollinger presented multiple options, and the board will only be asked to consider one. But we're just trying to have all the information possible, not knowing what the legislature will do. And but the legislature, based upon early indications, will likely propose one of those scenarios that you just saw.
Okay, thank you.
Any questions for the team? Ms. Clark or Dr. Bollinger?
Okay, we'll now move to 8 action items.
Okay, at this time, I would like to administratively request that action item 8A be held until consideration following closed meeting, and that we move forward with the consent agenda items, Madam President.
Thank you.
Would you like for me to do that?
Yes, please.
All right. Action item 8B, consideration of consent agenda 1, donation from ExxonMobil for Robert E. Lee High School Candoneers Club Scholarship. Number 2, donation from AMO Health and Therapy, PLLC, for Robert E. Lee High School Boys and Girls Track. Number 3, donation from JSW Steel USA, Inc. for Asheville Smith Elementary. Number 4, instructional allotment for TEACS certification for the 25-26 school year. Number 5, third option to extend RFP for food service management services and delegation of authority to the superintendent to finalize all renewal documents required by the Texas Department of Agriculture. Number 6, final option to extend CSP for maintenance, building supplies, and materials. Administration brings before the board this evening for consideration of consent agenda each of these items, recommending their approval.
Do I have a motion of approval of the consent agenda items B1 through B6 as presented?
So moved.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion, has been seconded. Do we have any discussion? There being no further discussion, all in favor, please raise your hand. Unanimous. Motion carries. Okay. We will now move to action item C. No, you have for the consideration of report on continuing education credits. Underneath that. Yes.
Would you like her?
You can.
As a matter for the record, Madam President, just read the log of hours for each board member for the fiscal for the school year.
On board member, Helen brought Timms, 13.25. On Mr. Campisi, 48.75. Mr. Clem, 30.75. Ms. Guy, 22.0. Mr. Martinez, 17.5. Mr. Renteria, 6.25. And Mr. Sampson, 9.5. Okay. We will now move to action item D, and for future board agenda items, board trainings, and board meetings, future agenda items. Dr. O'Brien?
Yeah, Madam President, based upon prior board comments and our fiscal calendar, we have May 6th. We have scheduled, subject to the board's agreement and approval, is teacher incentive allotment update, athletic spring update, and budget update. For the June 2nd meeting, we have benefits update, SHAC annual report, and budget update, indoor workshop. And June 16th, C, academic update and anti-bullying update. Those reports are the ones that are currently scheduled as superintendent's reports for the upcoming board meetings. Any requests for postponement or any edits to that calendar? All right, that'll close out this year's calendar.
Thank you. Now we move to E on, the board will now recess into, closed session. The board will now recess in closed session. Pursuant to one of the following section of Texas Government Code, section 551.071, 072, 073, 074, 075, 076, 082, 083, 084, and 087. No action will be taken while the board is in closed session. The time is now 7:30. The board will now reconvene into open session. The time is now 8:06. No action was taken while the board was in closed session. Okay, Dr. O'Brien. We're going to reconvene. We're going to go to continue with consideration of personnel. We'll go back up to the item that was pulled in the action item.
Yes, ma'am. So, the administration would at this time then, on G, consider consideration of personnel, approve the elections, resignations, and retirements as presented.
Move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve by Ms. Campese, second by Ms. Guy.
Mr. Clem?
Mr. Clem, second. Okay. No, you don't.
Mr. Clem moved, and I second with my mouth.
Who's second?
Whatever you say is fine.
Thank you, Mr. Clem, motion, and Mr. Campese, second. Any discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. It's unanimous.
We do have a few administrative elections to propose for approval this evening. Ms. Shelley Frank as a speech language pathologist.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Clem, second by Ms. Guy. All in favor? Unanimous. Let's proceed. Okay.
Ms. Paige Song as speech language pathologist assistant.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, moved by Mr. Campese, second by Mr. Clem. All in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous vote. Let's proceed. Go for it.
And at this time, administration would recommend the board take consideration and action on administrator contract extensions. At this time, we recommend that you take discretionary action to extend by 1 year the term and probationary contracts of administration personnel as presented.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Guy, seconded by Mr. Campese. All in favor, please raise your hand. You want to vote? You want to sustain?
No.
Okay. Just unanimous, Ms. Garcia. Approved.
The administration brings to the board this time the non-extension of 2-year contracts as presented.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay. Motion by Mr. Clem, second by Ms. Guy. All in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, unanimous. Ms. Garcia.
At this time, administration would direct the board back to action item 8A, consideration of the 25-26 budget reduction plan. The administration does recommend approval at this time.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, moved by Mr. Clem, second by Mr. Campese. All in favor, please raise your hand. Unanimously approved.
Administration rests.
Okay. Thank you. So moved. I moved that one. There being no further business before this board, this meeting is adjourned at 8:10. Have a good evening.